Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call hello, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakak, Wadash. Send double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much peace, love, and salutations to Yakim out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and sincerity and truth. This is the brother Ariala. On this lesson, it's just a real quick path to the Motb update. As we see all the pieces of the puzzle for them to launch the Motb systems or being promoted and pushed, whether it's AI, whether it's chip technology, implantable, devices, biometrics usage. The gradualistic move towards the Motb system is speeding up, and they're normalizing all these different technologies, so the people will be able to consume it, and just kind of swallow it down. And they have to do this thing, and they've been doing it even during the time of COVID. When you look how quickly they were able to implement some of the QR code systems, they already had this stuff ready to roll out. They already had this stuff ready to be put out there. They were able to launch these things. QR codes have been out there, but they were able to launch it, and it became ubiquitous or all throughout, society quickly, man, very quickly. And you're going to see, Salaki, you're going to see these things happen. Here in Ezekiel 12:24 says that, for there shall be no more any vain vision nor flattering divination within the house of Israel, for I am the Lord. I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord. And so we're going to see these end time prophecies are going to start to roll quicker, so that the word of the Heavenly Father can be performed. Now, I'll just type this in just to see what it says. I typed in, how quickly did QR code usage become ubiquitous after COVID? I put this in Chat GPT. It says QR codes were around for decades, but they only became truly mainstream and ubiquitous because of C-19 pandemic. And the shift happened surprisingly quickly compared with past technology adoption cycles. Here's how it unfolded. So here it says that it was surprisingly quick compared to past technology cycle. We're seeing something called an S-curve, where things move faster, things move at an exponential rate. We're going to see technology be rolled out at an exponential rate, just kind of how QR codes was. Just like all of a sudden, we went from not seeing them to every restaurant, every business, all on your phone, in every single app. They were ready for it to roll. You're going to see biometric technology rolled out like that. You're going to see all these different things that's seemingly on the back burner just become mainstream available over. It's going to seem overnight. Okay. So it says, before C-19, QR codes existed since the 1990s, but had limited everyday use in many Western countries before 2020. Many people barely ever scanned them. All right, C-19 as a catalyst. Starting in early 2020, as people avoided touching shared surfaces, restaurants, cafes, and businesses rapidly switched to contactless QR menus, payments, and information systems, often developing them in a matter of days or weeks. And now with AI usage, this is even faster, bro. We're talking about minutes. It says within months, surveys in mid-2020 showed a significant jump in awareness and use of QR codes. For example, many people in the US and UK noticed an increase in use just months after lockdowns began. Mainstream use takes root 2020-2021. By late 2020 and early 2021, QR codes were commonly in hospitality, retail, public health, and other daily interactions globally. Once smartphones made scanning built in, camera apps could scan the QR codes without a separate app. Consumer adoption grew even faster. All right, it says post CVID till today, after the pandemic's height, usage didn't retreat. QR codes remain part of everyday life for payment, promotions, product info, events, and more. In recent years, surveys show most customers use a QR code regularly, and marketers widely adopt them as a standard engagement tool. So we're going to see these things with these other technologies, and this presidential cabinet is just letting you know. They're just being straight up with it, man. These are the things that are in the scriptures, but like we always said, there's a progression to prophecy that the Most High says. His word is not going to be prolonged anymore. He's setting the right people up and putting them in the right places and putting the spirit on them to get the Motb prophecy done. All right, and it's happening quickly, very quickly. Okay, I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. This is Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, their legislation, their doctrine, what they want on the people, their propaganda. This is their bitter words, man. All right. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. And so they set up teams, man. They have researchers, top-level scientists, and warlocks. They set up different institutions and companies to search out iniquities, right? They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. See? That's why they got these front runners like Elon that want to promote them as if they're some type of Tony Stark character that's going to save the world with their technology. These leaders of Palantir and these other companies, Peter Thiel, whatever his name is. That's why they've all been integrated in a fascist way into the government, where you're combining the private and the public sectors so they can get this stuff done. Okay? So listen to this. I pulled this up on Jason A.
So we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done, and now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect that is? I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
When I started this job, there were actually very little countries in Africa or Latin America that had one ubiquitous type of ID, and certainly that it was digital, and certainly that it was biometric. And we've really worked with all our partners to actually help that being, to grow this. And the interesting part of it is that, yes, it is very necessary for financial services, but not only.
Sure.
It's also good for school enrollment, it's also good for health, who actually got a vaccination or not.
It's not just good for financial services, which financial services encompasses everything. How you are able to distribute resources and get things encompasses everything. But she's letting you know, because this is what some of these other Israelite groups don't want to recognize, is that these technologies are going to be able to envelope not just healthcare, not just education, but banking. They're going to be able to do the social credit score systems. It's going to be able to track and trace everything. Okay?
It's very good to get your subsidies, from the government.
Details tonight on what Wegmans does with its biometric data of shoppers. Signs at the Brooklyn and Manhattan stores say facial recognition, eye scans, and voice prints are used and kept to increase security. But when Wegmans originally launched a pilot program, management said any data of shoppers would be deleted. Some customers complained the policy makes them feel uneasy. Legislation in the city council to block biometric storage has stalled for years.
And that's always been the case when they started a new technology, whether even with credit cards, and then when things started going contactless and they we're not going to take cash in certain spots, people complained in the same way, but the gradualism never stopped. Never. Soon it gets normalized, then it becomes mainstream. Just like the QR codes. I remember when I was like, I ain't using that. Give me a regular menu. Do y'all have regular menus? I'll take a paper menu. That's how I was. Now you go into a spot, they'll just straight up tell you, no, you gotta scan the QR code, player. We ain't got that. We don't have no regular menus.
Customer surveillance to a whole new level. There's a store here in New York City. It's called Wegmans. I'd never heard of it in South Carolina, but I shop there now. Warning shoppers of technology collecting, storing, and even sharing biometric data, such as facial recognition and eye scans. Kurt, the cyber guy, joins us now. Okay, Kurt, they're doing this so that they can recognize if you're a terrorist or if you've committed a crime, they know which customers to watch.
Weissman says Wegmans is not the first business to collect biometric data, while others, like Walmart, already drawing legal action against its biometric policies, and Rite Aid receiving a federal ban. Responding to Wegmans' claims they're using the data to enhance security at its stores, Weissman says the real concern doesn't rest with Wegmans' use of the data, rather the storage of it and the risk of bad actors getting a hold of it through a cyber attack.
And, you know, all you need is one crisis for them to justify scanning everyone and keeping all the information or it being in some type of government profile that's supposed to keep you safe, right? And then the whole thing is going to be, oh, well, if you're not a criminal, what are you worried about? They'll push that on you, man, because they want to know all, they want to see all, they want to control all. They want artificial blessing. All right, this is what Esau been trying to do, the so-called white man been trying to do, man. Here in 2 Thessalonians 2:4, it says, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. All right, this is the position that he wants to put himself in. As he's the overarching authority over all living creation, all human organisms. This is the game, you know? And so as we see these technologies roll out, just understand, like I talked about in ChatGPT, that this gradualism is speeding up. We're not that far out from them implementing the Motb systems. It may seem like it's that far, but remember how quickly QR codes were able to be implemented and rolled out and made mainstream. They can do the same thing with these next level technologies. So as they start to put this stuff into these grocery stores and everything like that, man, they probably already got this going. They already got this stuff going, bro. Just like they had the QR codes ready to go. They're going to have all these biometric systems already in place, already ready to go. It's going to seem like it just came out overnight when it was already being rolled out. This is the progression of prophecy. And it's just speeding up. So that's what we're watching. In every aspect, from the progression of World War III, Armageddon, where it seems like nothing. That's why it's going to be a thief in the night to people. Most people are dumb as hell. They're not in the echo chamber that we're in. We're watching. We're looking. So to us, it's like obvious. But for 99% of the people on the planet Earth, they just looking to pay their bills, eat, have some sex. They're not thinking about prophecy. So these things are going to come up on them like it seems like it just came out of nowhere. Like when person getting a car wreck, when it was obvious the car or something was there, but they just wasn't paying attention. These things are coming. So I just want to highlight that, man, and play this clip. If you want to watch the rest of this, it's on the Jason A channel. He uploaded it yesterday. It's called "Trump Gives Strange Warning in Chilling New Video." And it basically just kind of goes over the legislation of these biometric technologies that they're getting ready to implement in the mainstream. So with that, man, I'll say, call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors once again to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, salutations to Yaki. I'm out there pushing the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, sincerely and truth. Shalom.